Well, we all know the biggest story on Earth right now.
Yeah.
And that's Blade's leg holes.
Yes. Yes.
And there's a breaking CNN headline news. It wasn't limited to the leg. There was some toe action going on as well.
Yes. Anderson Cooper was covering the toe last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heretofore undisclosed, toe issues. Anderson Cooper was sitting there in his nice coiffed hair talking about it. Like,
it's dominating the news cycle right now.
It's dominating the news. There's nothing that can even begin to compete. And so this is one of those videos where it's like, or one of those pictures where it's like, is this too gory to put on, to like show on YouTube? Like, I guess not, because they show surgeries and stuff, but yeah, like it's every single time you get a new photo of what's going on with that leg. It's like, now that last picture I saw doesn't look that bad.
I used the same line on my live stream last night, so dozens of you heard this already. But my paramotor instructor described me like this. He says, Woody, imagine you're driving down the highway, you hear on the radio, everyone's going or that there's a guy going the wrong way. You listen to that and you say, what? One guy going the wrong way? They're all going the wrong way. With that in mind, when I look at Blade's leg, I'm the only one who doesn't seem to think it's that serious. It's not that, like, it's concerning to me that it's not healing, but I look at that and say, you get this brother some George Foreman chicken, some spinach and some couscous, a glass of water, make that his new daily diet. That leg will heal up
the wounds.
That's what I eat. Like,
in there.
It's like my everyday meal. Little couscous, spinach, George Foreman chicken, and a glass of water. That's what feeds me. You put that guy on the Woody diet, this thing heals up in no time at all.
I mean, but that's kind of the rub, isn't it? Like, if he were capable of jumping entirely onto the Woody diet of water only and couscous and quinoa, like it might be too late, but it'd be a better chance of him coming back to it.
Why do we think this is a diet issue? Not once on The Walking Dead did somebody see a zombie go by, that guy ate too much sugar, you can tell. No, there's something terribly wrong with him. Some sort of alien virus has infected this man's lower extremities, people. He's rotting away. There was no inciting event. He didn't just bump his knee one day and it never healed. These wounds are producing themselves.
That's what he needs to go into the doctors and say is like, I've been drinking water. I've been eating grilled chicken. My friend of mine calls it George Foreman chicken and doing nothing but that. But the Jaeger goblins come in every night, force me to guzzle an entire bottle. And that's
they're like the cavity kids coming in there with little mini cartoon jackhammers.
Or if he's got like if Blade's doctor is like a frat boy bro and Blade's like, God, like, I'm feeling not with it. I just feel sick all the time. I don't feel good. I mean, look at my leg. It's awful. I think I'm going to give up drinking. And his doctor's like, bruh, no. Like, you can't just like give it up, dude. Like, what are you going to do for fun, bruh? How are you going to get gash? How are you going to get nice wet slit? Well, it's like, I guess you're right. I shouldn't give it up. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Just hit the gym. Nothing but curls. Upper body day every day. So,
okay. One, I don't want the cavity kids joke to slide under the radar. That was hilarious. Yeah. Two, I watched hundreds.
Make holes in legs. We make holes in legs.
I was a giant tube of crust tartar gel.
I watched hundreds of Blades videos, and I'm like, oh man, you used to be a sneakerhead. This guy had. He had like 24 pairs of sneakers and they all look new.
I didn't know that about him.
He needs to be sponsored by Go. I go through a lot of sneakers because after one wear, well, they just smell terrible. The ooze, the gangrene, it'll ruin a pair of sneakers. But with Goat.com, new pair every day.
Yeah.
And I just send the ones I use back in.
He did like a crib tour. And like, to be honest, I was judging his sneaker investment. You know me. Like, if it's not my hobby, that's not a good use of money.
It doesn't even fly at 35 miles per hour.
Right?
How are you going to hover in those?
But I'm like, how many Jordans does a man need? And they all look so new and they're sneakers, don't they? Yeah. I don't. But anyway, and I look at this sneaker and I'm like, man, that's one of the saddest parts of all.
It's a low quality sneak. That's true. Yeah, it's really the toenail itself is troubling.
Have you shown the image yet?
It's been on the screen for some time.
I thought we were saving that, but let me open it and look at it because, frankly, I haven't seen the latest.
You haven't? Oh, so you've been making comments about the requisite knowledge.
Well, the cavity kids.
No. This is one, the toenail. Yeah, I've seen this. Oh my God, the toenail is the most troubling part.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's
Do you
know,
notice
like-
how the wound on the toe above it, it's all black?
Yeah. Dude, black is the color of healing. That's day one.
And
medical
I'll tell
school.
you another thing I'm noticing. If you open the image, if you like click it, you're able to
Mhm.
use like the magnifying glass, and you
Oh, I'm
can
doing
really
it.
get in there deep, which is what the doctor should be doing right now. Those Air Force Ones he's got there, not looking so fresh and clean.
Is that what that shoe is?
Yeah.
Kyle's got a little sneakerhead background as well.
Well, it's pretty recognizable shoe, but it's he has been stomping in those Air Force Ones for far too long.
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh my god! You can see where the skin is dying.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can see the necrotic.
Oh, the
flesh.
swelling.
Yeah.
You get drawn away by the wounds,
Mhm.
but just look at the mid foot area and the swelling that's there. That's pooling of blood. That's a diabetic thing. He needs those diabetic socks at this point. He has diabetes.
Yeah, he's got the sugars.
I don't know if this is true because I heard it from my live stream, and you can. I just want to couch it in that. Like, people write all kinds of crazy things in my chat that are untrue, but they said that in the video, the doctor said, "If you're not going to stop drinking, I'll just take the leg now."
Cool.
Like,
Really,
yeah.
man, that's a hardcore doctor. That must be that doctor. You know that show, like My 600-Pound
it's
Life
true.
or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That where they have some Indian guy doctor. He doesn't go on Twitter. He's not on body positivity pages. And they're like, I'm trying to lessen how much I eat, but I was down to 545 pounds and I went right back up to 575. It's an issue I have and I'm not eating anymore. And the guy's like, you are lying to me. You do not, it is not possible. You say you go home, will eat the diet, and you come back and you have gained 30 pounds. I do not believe you. You're lying to me. Your husband here, he is going out and getting you food. Are you going to get her? See, he admits it. How can you not admit this? He says this here. And it's like, she's just sitting there so uncomfortable. And it's like, yes, go off, King. I love this Indian doctor on that show.
You'd
Watch
make a
it.
great telemarketer. You've got it down.
I love that accent. As a guy who listened
my
to Indians
name
for 2 decades, Taylor is indistinguishable from my coworkers.
Quickly, ask me if I applied for a Carnival cruise. Go.
Yes,
Tell me my
name
student
is-
loans are overdue and I can consolidate them.
There is a problem with your Microsoft account. One of those. Yeah. But yeah, that doctor rules. But anyway, so basically his doctor, apparently, according to your chat, nothing set in stone,
Right.
said, if you don't stop drinking, we may as well take the leg.
Yes, that's what they said.
Like, tell me if you're not gonna stop drinking, and I'll take the leg. Now.
I read it as
That's
a
a
scare
comedy
tactic.
Jesus moment.
Yeah, I read it as like he's trying to get Blade's attention is how I interpreted that. You know,
That or he wants that leg for something weird.
right? Maybe he's got
Maybe
the
he
rest
really
of a human
actually-
body
That would
elsewhere.
feel.
This is
Yeah,
the
that's-
final piece of the puzzle, and I can build a monster.
He's
Maybe
building
his
his own Frankenstein golem. And he's like,
My father owns Ripley's Believe It or Not in India. I want that leg.
Are you Dr.
wants to put it on
Frankenstein? Am I your monster?
That leg is looking
like a
so
brutally
good. honest.
Honest doctor. He's like, tell me what you think, doc. He's like, that is very, very gross.
But like,
The smell's even getting to him. Even though he's
Yeah.
Indian.
what I see in it though, and no one else sees it like this, is very shallow wounds. Like if I have a cut or some sort of damage, and it's only skin deep, that's not even like all the skin. It seems.
I agree with you.
I feel like that heals fast if he just corrects behavior.
I think that there's a more deep-seated reason for these wounds, because the wounds that you're referring to, and we've all had them, road rash and skint knees and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You fall off a bicycle. That's a scrape. There's an
Yeah.
outside cause, but we're dealing with an internal cause for external wounds. And that's something that I've never dealt with personally. Not really, not like that.
Yeah, I haven't. Or at the very least,
had
it's like the
pimples.
kind of wound. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's skin deep. This is coming from
But they
within,
come
the
from
swelling
within.
in that foot.
The problem
you
is
think-
under. Anyway,
do you think that's how it actually worked, Kyle? That like it's coming from within? Because my assumption was always like, oh, a minor. He bumped his leg and got a minor cut. Oh, he dropped something on his toe and got a little scrape or a little gash, and it totally evolved into this because he doesn't have the necessary circulation, I guess, to deliver healing cells. I don't know what I'm talking about.
If I had to get like again, I don't know either. Like these things are a mystery to me because I'm not familiar with this, but maybe it is like a lack of blood loss or a lack of blood flow to those areas, and the skin is literally dying. Like I don't know, but I don't think it's like a cut that slowly got worse and worse because he'd have it all over him. Maybe he does. What if he's got it all over him and the legs are all we've seen?
But the
What if he's
beatus
like a
generally
leper?
starts in one of the limbs, like the extremities.
Where the circulation is poor.
Yeah.
Is
so
that leprosy? Have we even considered that might be
that
leprosy?
he may be a leper.
That he may be a leper.
Yes, gonna have to stream live from the leper colony.
Dude, that would be an awesome reality show. Blade, the modern day leper.
10 lepers enter, 0 lepers leave, as every season goes. It is a terminal disease. None. It's kind of just a last man standing kind of game,
I would donate
Those
a $5.
bastards over at Survivor are kicking our ass in the ratings.
I would donate a $5 just to if he'd pour a shot of hydrogen peroxide on that fucking thing. I want to see it sizzle.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it even would.
Oh, it would.
Or yeah, I guess it would just be killing germs, right?
I don't know exactly what that reaction is, but I find it very, very soothing, pleasing, and for some reason I enjoy doing it. Every scab I've ever gotten. Let's get the old hydrogen peroxide out. Oh yeah.
I remember my brother got this was years and years ago, but he got a cold sore. Like you say you have those before. Like I used to get them when I was a kid. I got those more often, but now it's very rare that I do unless I had the flu and your immune system's compromised. My brother got like a cold, and so he got the cold sore, and it was a rough one. It was gross. It was bad. And he was asking my mom, like, Mom, what do I do to get rid of this faster? And I wasn't in the room, or I would have said, like, hey, just go get Abreva.
Mhm.
Abreva works pretty good. It's not like whatever that herpes medication you take is.
You want the
that gets
pills.
rid of it immediately. But I mean, Abreva's not too bad. It's expensive for a little tube, but it'll help you out better than having one of these nasty ass wet looking sores. And my mom told him, he's like, now every morning put hydrogen peroxide on it.
Goodness.
Hydrogen peroxide is a drying agent
Mhm.
after it's been on there. And so after like 9 or 10 days of that, I see him again, and it is a furious cold sore because it has not been allowed to heal. And he's like, I got to go to a dermatologist. He goes to a
They
dermatologist.
say I might lose the lip.
Yeah, he goes to a dermatologist, this nasty cracked, like, you know how they usually look when they start kind
Yeah.
of moist and puffy,
Yeah.
and then they shrink and then go away. It was like cracked and dry and really nasty looking. And he told me, he's like, yeah, I went in there. Dermatologist said, oh, you got a cold sore. That's rough. How long have you had that? Almost 2 weeks. Wow. Okay. Well, what have you been doing for it every day? My brother's like, hydrogen peroxide. I've been putting it on like 2 or 3 times a day. And he told me that before he even finished the sentence, the doctor's like, oh, no. That's honestly, there's nothing worse you could be doing for it. Drying it out over and over. See, your body's trying to heal it and you're re-causing it over and over. That's why it's so fucking gross right now. So
Yeah.
just stop doing that and get some Abreva. And so then it went away. And he's been giving my mom shit for it for a while. So I saw some other uplifting news a while back on our Reddit that said that, or it showed a post that Blade was cleared by his doctor to keep drinking. And
I got
so
a picture of his toes
that's
yesterday. They are green.
That doesn't sound right.
I read it with the same bit of hesitation. Like, I don't think the doctor's like, yeah, go for
Hi,
it.
Dr. Nick here. Would you like a cocktail?
Hi, everybody.
What did?
I don't believe that.
Can you give me the details on it? Like, is he act? In
It
what
was like a
world is that
screenshot
thing?
of him discussing something with his chat, and someone was saying something about a drinking stream or whatnot, asking a question, and it was him responding saying like, just got the okay, my doctor cleared me to drink. And meanwhile, there's like so many photos of his foot looking worse than ever, and
Yeah.
Kyle was right all along in that. I think Woody and I had a little too much faith in the change of lifestyle approach to it, and chicken and green beans are not going to get him out of this hole.
Yes, it will. I'm still.
No, it will not. The ship is over the
Taylor,
horizon.
that is an untested theory.
I just imagine Woody on D-Day, like running up to that Saving Private Ryan soldier who's like holding his own arm. He's like, "Have you tried spinach? Turn this all around." That's where Blade is right now. He's standing on the beach holding his foot. He's hopping around. Nutrition is not going to help this. He needs antibiotics.
Woody comes over,
Okay.
feeding him asparagus on the beach. Quiet. Give this 8 to 10 months. And you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay, you might be right about the antibiotics and stuff. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong, but I still feel like, and again, I know nothing about this, but I'm, on YouTube. If he would have just turned the lifestyle around, maybe throw some antibiotics in there, these wounds he has are not deep. Based on everything I learned in the TV show Scrubs, that if he just stops drinking, lives a healthier lifestyle, these are scabs. These are like the almost healed injuries, right?
Let's find Kyle. Are you finding the most?
I'm
up-to-date
googling.
photos?
I'm googling leprosy actually to show Woody that it's not always the worst things aren't always like deep wounds.
I'm gonna Google that too.
Oh, you might not want to. I'm regretting it already. This guy's smiling while holding. Oh, what is he holding?
Well, it doesn't look like I expected. These are all faces of leprosy. I want to see.
And fingers they've lost.
Right, and some of these fingers though, they're old wounds. I need some current I'm seeing some raging leprosy. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I want someone who just got a little bit of the leper in them.
Earlobe?
Man, if you get leprosy, you're such a fucking loser.
Why?
Yeah, fucking idiot. Most people don't
No
get.
Chad ever got leprosy. How do you get leprosy in the modern day and age?
I don't know. I have no idea. Let's
Wow.
find.
I mean,
So
handling
it's
an armadillo
funny.
will do it.
Leprosy doesn't look as bad as I expect. This science photo library picture that I'm looking at is making me feel like I'm wrong. But that looks skin deep. That looks like you could cure it with a little asparagus. So
That looks a lot like what Blade has. Honestly, all
Yeah.
right, look at the middle finger on the hand that's to our right.
Mhm.
This individual's left. Blade's toe looks worse than that. I don't know if you've seen like the most recent picture of his toe. It's
yeah, they
free.
linked it in my Twitch stream the other day. We talked about it a touch.
Just in case Taylor hasn't seen it, I'll
Yeah,
throw it in here.
I'm looking for it. I found
Yeah.
one.
I got it right here.
Uh,
Yeah, if you click that.
oh, this actually isn't what I saw. Are we gonna watch this video?
Oh, there's a video.
The first one had a video. Oh boy.
Yeah. Now tell me that doesn't look worse than what the leper has.
It's pretty rough. You don't like it.
Are we
How
sure
about
that's
this?
Blade?
Yeah. Yeah. Taylor,
Yeah.
how much money would it take for you to suck that toe? And I mean to draw upon it succulently
Draw upon it succulently.
for a good 30 seconds.
Oh,
And you swallow when you're done. Spitters are quitters, Taylor.
I
Yeah.
don't want to do it.
I don't even like I don't like the accusation that he might not swallow.
Blade needs you to get the poison out.
Dude, it's going to be something absurd like $50,000.
I'm glad that you said a realistic number because there's so many jabronis out there. They'd be like, oh, like 8 billion. Like, no, you'd do it for 50 grand if you saw it stacked up. And I would too.
In
Because
ones.
there's something
so
about
I feel,
seeing it. Yeah. When you see cash money, like if you see money go into your bank account, let's just say a rudiment.
Mhm.
If you see $5,000 go in your bank account, you're like, oh, good. Put it with the rest. That's good. And that's a little bit of comfort there. Good. That's a lot of money. Good. But if you see $5,000 sitting in front of you, it looks like it's such a completely
tempting.
different
Yeah.
experience. Yeah. When you see cash money, it's
I've
so
always
much
gone the
different
other
than-
way. Actually,
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
like
physical cash, seeing that.
if you know what $10,000 looks like, it doesn't look like much. It's like a couple
In hundreds, it's not much at all. It's very thin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like $10,000 is
maybe
that
an
100
inch.
hundreds?
Well, it's only 100 hundreds, yeah.
Yeah, and I think those wraps tend to be 50, right? The two of those little wraps, and
Yeah, it's not much at all. Like even 20,000 is just a little
right.
pinch.
Yeah, it's obviously a lot of money, but I don't look at say 10,000 is a better one and see like half an inch of money.
Yeah, it looks better in
3/4
20s. Like that's the other thing. Like if it's in 20s, you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. It'd be 2 stacks like this in 20s. And
Now
Yeah.
that you say it, that I was at the bank and a guy deposited like 5 inches of money, and I was just like, I asked, I was nosy, I was like, how? And it 400 something. Like it was yeah, it wasn't as much as I thought.
Oh, that's Billy. He works at Chippendale.
I'm not sure. He looked like a landscaper. Like, you know,
okay.
That's what he looked like.
You'd be surprised how many people don't lock their doors.
He looked like he worked pushing a mower or something. And yeah, anyway, now I'm going the other way because I saw that stack of what must have been singles and thought it was a lot.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of money in smaller denominations for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I would suck his toe for 50 grand. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, a big part of the price for me is who knows, right? If nobody knows, if even Blade keeps this secret, then my price goes down a lot, right?
They'll take it to the grave,
right?
Hey, Blade.
On
Blade,
the other hand,
can you keep a secret?
If we do this on a live stream, my price goes way up because it'll never stop haunting me.
How much to suck his toe on the live stream, Taylor?
That's gonna exist forever. My grandchildren will see that.
This is how Grandpa paid for our schooling.
10 years, 10 years from now, even if it's on the internet, people won't care.
That's true. Let's double it, make it 100. You know, in hospitals, I learned this recently. They keep like big fridges of Bud Light in hospitals.
Really? What for?
Yeah,
what?
Because apparently, like the only kind of withdrawal that can kill you is like those, like alcohol, like certain friend of the show withdrawal, and benzodiazepines, which like are hardcore, like almost like even more hardcore than opiates. And so like if someone comes
another
in
friend
and
of
like,
the show
about to like seize because they haven't had vodka in enough hours, they will like administer Bud Lights to people. I had no idea.
Speaking of Blade, all right. So I was on, I think, Public Freakout. That's one of my favorite subreddits, and I like to find good videos for us to watch on there. Not a lot of sad ones this week, but I was scrolling, and it was like streamer slapped in the face, blah 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 blah, and I was like, that looks like Blade.
Safe guess.
Click it, and it's possible this is an older video because I don't follow Blade at all, but I had never seen the video before, and essentially Blade is passed out on what looks like a cot. Like maybe he's in like a fold down bed in an RV. I'm not sure. His pants are around his knees and he's got underwear on and he is freely pissing himself. And someone is putting Solo cups, you know.
Can you see his penis peeing?
No. Someone is putting Solo cups, those plastic cups, underneath and catching the urine. And one is already filled up. And they're sliding a new one under there and catching, and he's like, it's steamy. Whoa. And he's like onto his third Solo cup, and it's just running like it's filling his underwear up. And
he's
like
passed out the whole time.
Oh yeah. And I don't know if it was the same. I get linked a lot of this stuff, but then I definitely found one of them on the Public Freakout thing. Then I saw he's passed out and the guy smacks him in the face for a donation, like slaps him pretty fucking hard in the face. And he jumps up and he's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? You think it's funny? And he starts calling him the F word and not fuck. And he starts just slapping the piss out of this guy. Blade does. Blade starts slapping the shit out of him. and the guy's like, I was trying to give you some water. You don't want to be hungover, do you? And he goes, never. And then he starts slapping him some more. Like he had this brief moment of clarity.
You know I don't drink water.
Is that vodka?
Ruse.
Man, every time you think like, well, this would be a rock bottom, right? It goes lower.
Yep.
That toe looks like he's halfway to Mordor.
Yeah, why did you? I scrolled away from it because he sent it over, and I was just like, "What the fuck what is this?"
I feel like a strong wind would blow that toenail away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like when you take a dandelion and make
what
a
happened?
wish.
What
Wait,
happened
is
to
it healing? Do I see?
No way.
Yeah, I have a
Dude,
theory.
there's no amount of chicken and kale that's getting rid of this.
I think the reason that the other toenails are that need attention so much is the belly. I bet clipping his toenails is a challenge.
Why are you noticing
that's
the
got to
length
be
of
a
toenails
sad day
here?
to get to.
I know.
Wait,
When you
Yeah,
would
if
make
I'm
a terrible doctor. You're listening someone's got like a harpoon through their stomach, and you're like, huh. All right, give me the soup. Yeah. I'm gonna need 400 milliliters of soup stat. Don't worry, sir. Help is on the way.
Welcome to Matt Woodworth's, Herbology Center. I'm going to once again prescribe a cup of blended kale. And he's like, I'm going through severe benzodiazepine withdrawals right now. Little cup of kale that'll turn you right.
George
if you need to
Foreman
feel a buzz.
Benzos, you say? Have you tried the broccoli soup? Yeah. Don't worry. This is awful. So this is the gentleman that we were just discussing. This is his toe, and it is a side effect of his alcoholism.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. So his
And he's probably
alcohol
not
of
eating
choice
alive.
is Jägermeister. Am I pronouncing it right?
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. And that's a heavy sugar thing. So he's just pounding sugar drinks all day long, and he has alcoholism combined with diabetes.
Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If he's not going to turn around the booze at all, he at least needs like a seasoned 58-year-old booze hound to give him an intervention and be like, you don't got to get sober, but switch to vodka. You're drinking too much sugar. Like, even that would be a market improvement.
So has a doctor not gotten a hold of him and been like, hey, if you keep doing this, you're going to die?
They literally said, if you keep this up, I might as well take the foot now.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What?
Dude, I love
And so-
having 2 feet.
And he didn't stop drinking?
Right.
No.
Well, I mean,
He said he was
drive
cleared
home.
to drink.
so he
Gosh.
couldn't drink until he got back. But
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so
that is unbelievable.
Here's how it happened. He used to love video games, and he managed to turn video games into like a career, a little YouTube thing going on.
That's great, yeah.
And he loved drinking, and he managed to turn drinking into a career. Donate for a shot, donate for this,
got
and donate for this embarrassing act, and that just enabled the drinking to sort of spiral into something that got out of control.
I can't tell you how many people in this line of work over the last 15 years that I've noticed have become, and no joke, they become alcoholics. They become addicted to alcohol and then had to go to rehab because alcohol reinforced their entertainment or reinforced the way they were entertaining. And thankfully, most of my friends have gotten out of it because they realized they were in a pit and they were like, oh shit, I got to pull myself out. But it's so super dangerous. There's just, it's one of those things that I have a hard time conceiving of it because I don't have an addictive personality. So it's really hard for me to be like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I've been addicted to this, but I just don't have that.
But you probably
It probably doesn't help them as much as they think. Where like they almost convince themselves like, oh, I need to be drunk to be funny. And then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, right. They thought that was funny and I was drunk during that. Got to do it next show.
Alcohol is one thing, but I feel like a handful of people on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever, it turned out not to be a good thing. Like they didn't exit it with fame, fortune, and mental health. It feels like a huge win when you're growing up and you've had a level of success financially you've never seen before. Everybody loves you because everyone loves everyone on the uprise. And then it turns the other way and they weren't smart with their money. They're having a hard time dealing with the hate. And then just after the ride is over, that alternative universe where they just like finish college or something was a better life for them than the ride on YouTube or Twitch or what have you was.
Yeah, no doubt. That's true in a lot of situations.
Yeah. And everybody thinks that they would be good at dealing with, I want to say fame and fortune. I recognize it's this Z level fortune for most people.
You have a lower.
Yeah. But it's still a level of attention that other people don't get, that other people have never had to deal with. And everyone thinks they'd be great at it. And a lot of people are not.
Yeah. So scary.
Fucked up.
Yeah, it's so scary. It's again, and this took me a long time to conceive of this for myself, which was since I don't have an addictive personality, it's hard for me to empathize or sympathize with that because I never get addicted to things. So it's weird because so I've had to really change my thinking about that and instead be like, oh come on, just hey, willpower, buddy, and like it's not that. It ends up becoming like a real problem for people and it's in some cases genetic, in some cases disease.
I'm the opposite.
And
do you ever feel addicted to stuff even like food though, where there's just like a snack that you're hankering for and like the addiction changes all the time? Sometimes it might be pork rinds, sometimes it might be Cheez-Its or
I think the closest I've gotten to that is Mexican food. because I fucking love Mexican food. But I mean, like, I don't.
Senor, I'm going to have to cut you off. I did 5 quesadillas in one night, and I can't be responsible for another heart attack on our floor.
But that's the closest I've gotten to that. And by the way, this isn't me preaching about not being addicted. Like, this isn't me being like, if you're addicted to something that's bad. No, not at all. It's exactly the opposite. I just got lucky.
I'm the opposite of you. Like, I get addicted to everything all the time. It's just not drugs, alcohol, and stuff. But like, I'll get into a video.
You need to try some more drugs and alcohol. That's all this is about.
You're probably right.
I don't see Woody's as much as an addiction as much as like a semi-constant moving obsession. Where it's like, this is the thing I'm obsessed with now. I'm so into paramotoring. I'm obsessed with weightlifting now. I'm obsessed with, lawnscaping or taking care of my barn or whatever. Like, that's what it seems. But those are all healthy things.
So far,
maybe the paramotoring, that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah. And the video games are a different level. Like,
or we could probably pay the homeless in like Natty Light or something. Make it even more sustainable on our end, on the payment side. I mean, how much is Natty Light? Basically,
what's that cheap Mexican beer? Tecate? Yeah.
Tecate, yeah. Tecate.
That's the good stuff.
I do. I've had.
That's what I was trying to shotgun that time, and I vomited in that hotel room in front of you. That was a cool moment for me.
I was like, "Wow, this guy rocks." Those Tecates are not that great, but like with a little lime in there, they are good. Like, I'm not like the biggest fan of those Mexican beers, but all it takes is a little lime, maybe like a lime squeezed in it, and then another little lime slice added. They're pretty good. I guess the lime's doing the heavy lifting at that point.
I like Dos Equis a lot. It's really the only beer that I would ever order. Like the lager, I think, the one in the green bottle. That's the only beer I actually enjoy.
And like it's a refreshing beer you'd get
with lime for sure. Yeah, I don't like. I've always hated Bud Light. My mom and dad would have. Like, they didn't drink, but there'd be a 6-pack in the fridge, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, they'd have, like, one beer. And I know every now and then I'd, like, sneak one or something like that. Like, oh, I'm an adult now. Not yet. Nope, not yet. Not an adult yet. All right.
See, Bud Light, I think of as, like, so easy to drink. Like, it tastes like very little.
Miller Lite.
It's super low alcohol, so it's, like, it's not heavy or anything. I thought Bud Light's like 4, isn't it?
Could have sworn it was 5.5. Miller Lite is, if I'm going to drink one of those white trash beers, I'll call them that. It'd be Miller Lite for sure. That watery, ice cold piss Miller Lite. I could drink a pitcher of that while eating like hot wings or something, no problem.
Those are the lowest calorie ones. Like last time my brother came in town, he brought some Miller Lights because that's what he wanted, and like a Miller Lite is like 95 calories, something like that, which for a full beer is super low. So maybe it's the health conscious decision.
It definitely is. I mean, that and vodka, like if I ever drink alcohol, it's vodka. I would never drink I don't know, some fancy scotch that's probably got an extra 30 calories in it of nastiness.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before with like cigars, scotch. Like, I love the idea of being a fancy like Scotch cigar guy who like classily sits there and enjoys it. But every time you try that, it's just revealed like you're not this guy. You're never going to be this guy.
Well, I think here's my guess about what it's about. It's about having enough money to acquire those tastes, because you have to have enough money to have 15 shitty cigars until that 16th one tastes good. And each one's $85. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to have $1,400 to blow on gaining a new expensive hobby. That's what you're doing. That's my theory on that. The same with like drinking that Macallan 18 or whatever, or anything like that, because I've had all that stuff and I don't care for it. I don't like any of it. I mean, a fucking Coca-Cola in a glass bottle is one of the best beverages I've ever had.
I like a nice Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi is so much better than Diet Coke.
Is it? Kyle's got me thinking about a Coke in a glass bottle. Something about the glass bottle too. It means a lot. Not plastic.
That Mexican. I want that Mexican glass bottle Coke that has the cane sugar and not that new one that has.
YouTube tells me it's the same now. I don't know.
Same now.
It's on YouTube, but
you gotta have some friends in Mexico.
They're
like the smuggling it up with cocaine.
Mexican Sprite, I liked more than Mexican Coke, because like Sprite with the real sugar in it is awesome. It's so
I agree.
good.
I agree.
Like,
One of the
Sprite underrated.
I don't know if you have any memories like this. If you've ever had a time where you didn't have anything to drink, or you like working hard and there was like hours maybe went by, and then finally you got that drink and you remember it. I remember a day when we were working so hard, setting up skeet machines, and we were out in this field and it was hot as fuck and just wasn't anything to drink. And then finally we're like, let's go back up to the cabin. And they had one of those crushed ice machines. And my Stacy, my buddy Stacy, was like, got a little secret. Stuck these in there a little while ago, and he had 2 20-ounce Sprites that he had like stuck down in the ice, and those things were so cold and delicious. I think I was 16 when I had that Sprite, and I'll never forget it. It was so tasty.
Kyle will never forget the taste of that Sprite.
It was so cold that it had like thickened up the way vodka will.
Oh, yeah, like it was almost syrupy. It had condensed a bit. I haven't had a regular Sprite in so long. I'm gonna get a regular Sprite tomorrow. That sounds great.
I keep one right here to look at.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Is that a real Sprite? That's not even a place to unscrew and hide drugs? Wow!
I avoid it. I try not to drink my calories. Dude, Derek from More Plates, More Dates said something that burned into my head because it's so true. When you're in a calorie deficit, now sometimes you're in a huge one, but oftentimes if you're in a maintenance calorie deficit, I'm only like 200 calories down that day. That's it. And you do that over the course of a week. What is that? You lose a pound every 2 weeks ish, something like that. And that's a casual, barely trying calorie deficit. Cool. You are 1 Nature Valley granola bar away from not having a deficit that day. You are on the razor's edge all the time. A little bit of weight error, a little bit of whatever.
140. 140.
Is that for 2 servings or 1? Like what?
One
per can. A can of so they're different. Sprite's actually on the low end for regular sodas. I think at 140. I'm pretty sure that like a cherry Coke or something like that's a 150. Maybe Mountain Dew's 160 even. Mountain Dew's the worst. I know.
Maybe I'm out of date. They used to say there were 2 servings in a can, which is why I asked you to look at it. But
it says 140 per can. I think they fixed that at some point.
They should fix that. No one was sharing cans.
Yeah,
but,
I have been hoodwinked by the serving size more times than I'd like to admit. Where I'm like, I can't believe I can eat this whole pizza crust. And it's like, no, you can't.
But yeah, you're just there. Like Derek says, you are 1 Nature's Valley granola bar away from a deficit. Like you gotta count it all.
Yeah, and like when I'm counting those calories, like you talk about this, sometimes I'll be comparing 3 or 4 pizza crusts because I want pizza because I haven't had anything even approaching pizza in so long. So you got to do some math. You got to like divide the grams by the fucking calories because they're all different serving sizes.
Yeah,
and you'll be like, I can't believe it. The cheap one is way better than this expensive egg crust that I was about to buy.
I think I got fatter since I broke my leg. I just lowered my, what is it called? BMR, your basic metabolic rate. Yeah. Sure. I just don't walk as many steps or move as much as I did.
Of course not.
When my legs worked. And I think I gained a little fat. So I'm trying to keep that.
That'll come off in no time. Like, it's not like it was a big lifestyle change of like, wow, Woody's really let himself go. It's like a few weeks of like treating yourself with some almonds. I don't think you're in a Blade situation here, Woody.
Oh, is it possible to find that update picture of his foot? Did you guys see it?
I didn't know there was one. No.
Yeah,
Kyle, do you know something?
Here in our Discord, they're always like throwing a link to him in there anytime there's an update. I think I saw a thumbnail, but I thought it was doctored.
I thought I saw a toe with a big hole in it, but I have previously been fooled thinking that they're like, hey, look at this, and they're like, that was actually from last year. So I don't have proof. Like I didn't see it myself. I just don't keep
up with him well enough to know like his current toe situation.
It looked rough, and it looked like I am Mr. All you got to do is have some chicken and broccoli, and this thing will turn around.
Yeah.
If he were to do that right now, there would always be this hole. Like I could put my thumb in it, if I recall. Like it's you could put a pencil. It's got the eraser, then the metal part. Yeah, like all that would fit in this hole.
Nice. Oh, so his toe has turned into a pill hider for dogs.
Yes. Yes, that would work great.
Well, hey, if it falls off, let us know.
Yeah. I got.
Woody's got a stubborn dog.
Blade, hook a brother up.
Now, Here's what I'll say. I'll go ahead and lay this.
Oh, wait, what the fuck? That image.
Why does it say only use me blade foot? Like what is this? Oh, take that off! Take it 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 off!
Why?
Because he didn't read all the fucking print. All right.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, I wish him the best, and if it does fall off by some terrible thing that happens, we at PKA would like to purchase the toe. We would like to keep it in a jar, and then it'll be like the Stanley Cup, and it'll move from one of us to the other and stay at our desks. What do you guys think that we'd be willing to pay for the severed toe of only use me? Wing's toe would be more. That's this is only use me blade's toe.
A Wing's toe.
No. Only use me blade.
Oh,
Wing's toe isn't coming off anytime soon. Wings only use me blade's toe.
We're buying it from him?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know about him, but I would be very averse to selling my own toe. There'd be something about that would be very invasive.
Wing's toe, as far as we know, is not about to hit the market. Is this a scenario where the toe
I
falls
want only
off?
use me blade's toe when it falls off, when it has to be amputated for medical reasons, and I'm willing to pay $500 for that toe.
500? Okay.
Is that low?
It seems well. If it's already fallen off, it's useless. It's not even lucky anymore.
Well, counter. I mean, the bidding is open. You want to get in here and try to outbid me for this toe?
I just feel like there's someone in the community who thinks 500 is lowballing it.
We're starting at 500, boys. You know, anybody else wants to outbid me? $500 for that rotten toe.
A 510.
525.
Well, fuck.
That's what I thought. I should have been like, sold. All right, so hit up Woody for $510. No, I wish him the best, but he doesn't seem to be real focused on getting that looked at or anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's interested in it, but it could be that, a lot of times people won't go to the doctor when they know something's up. Because it's a confirmation of what like something, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, if I don't go to the doctor, I won't know anything's wrong, so nothing will be wrong.
Would you be? Yeah, I could definitely kind of relate to that. Like it could be. It's scary to go to the doctor, and it's easier to not go. But oh my god, go!
Yeah,
like when that doctor called and says, oh yeah, it's cancer, and I was like, all right, how soon can we get moving on this? Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, soon. Great. I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah, imagine if I'd been some procrastinating piece of shit that was afraid of the doctor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you might have lost more of your.
Yeah, this most recent one is a picture of the toe. Kyle, what's your judgment, Taylor? You think we can show that Gore?
No,
I'm grabbing it. Ew, no. Woody and let's not show that. Woody and I might disagree on how long a man's nails should be, but
no one's on.
But only use me blades on another planet with that thought. So here's what I see, and look, I'm looking at a weird blurry picture on the internet, but I noticed that a lot of it is white, and to me, that whiteness, I've only seen that on my own feet when I was in military boots, wet, walking all day, when my feet got not trench foot, but the first day of trench foot. You know what I mean? Soggy foot. Something about your feet, all that callousy material on his toe pad has absorbed liquid, and that's why it's white. And that's what I'm looking at. And then, like you said, that looks necrotic. That looks like his flesh is dying, rotting, and probably smells. So the fact that he's gonna, I'm gonna say it's 50%. He's gonna lose that toe. That's my medical opinion, because I've never seen a hole rot into a digit like that. My guess is everything that's white is dead. And everything in that hole is dead or just dead. Yeah. There's no blood flow there. That's why it's white.
Look at it. It's a black hole in the toe. Of course, that's dead. That's
who knows how deep it is. If you took a dental tool and started scratching into the center of it, what's the consistency? Is it a soup? Is it like crusty, scabby stuff, or is that pink skin just under that brown spot? I don't know. It's real gross, though.
But you got to go to the doctor, man.
Well, isn't he limping down the aisle one day soon?
The thing is, going to the doctor doesn't solve it. Changing your lifestyle solves it. Now, I'm not saying
I think going to a doctor solves it.
I'm listening. What will the doctor do?
I don't think alcohol is causing that toe to do that. I think like there's an infection in there. It
think
looks
it's
like he's got an
diabetes.
infection. Oh, see, I don't quite understand. So diabetes causes that from blood loss, right? Like there's no blood flow to the extremities. Am I correct in that?
I think so too. Taylor's usually good at this.
I mean, I know that it has like the reason people with diabetes over time like will lose limbs and appendages is because of a circulation issue.
Yeah,
and I think
flow.
it was like we've said before, like, or we've guessed. I mean, that his diabetes is probably because of the huge amounts of Jaeger.
Are we
like
sure he's
the
diabetic?
sugariest drink. I mean,
we know he's
no, we don't know for sure. But like these kind of sores, like if you look up a diabetic sore online, that's what it looks like. It's like a slow rotting out of places because there's no blood flow.
Yeah, Dr. Woody says he's diabetic and he needs a lifestyle change to heal that.
I want to
And
put that
going
toe
to
in
a
the grill.
doctor and having it like cleaned out and prepared to heal won't help at all if he keeps down in the Jaeger.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's very true.
Yeah,
There are
it's
things the
gotta
doctor will
come from
just
within.
fix, like Kyle's eye cancer or my nose cancer. We'll
Yeah.
fix in a little bit. Doctors, you go in there and you leave without cancer. Cool. Then there are other things that you got to fix, and that's where Blade is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs
Hope
a
he gets
lifestyle
better.
change. Well, of course he needs a lifestyle change, but like, I don't know. It's just something I have no experience with. Like the idea that like him drinking alcohol is making his toe rot off is crazy.
Is it
What's
Is that
dog's name?
Memphis?
Memphis? That's it. Memphis needs attention.
Yeah, Memphis is terrified of that big bully out there.
Oh no!
She's
fucking
lording his sandwich rights over the rest of the dogs,
No,
eating their
she-
breadless.
This
meals.
little female dog terrorizes him. She wants to play, and he doesn't like to play. He wants to lie down and relax.
I looked
Yeah,
up-
You want those pills?
About diabetes and amputation. I had this idea that there's some med student out there furious at how stupid we are. But
I don't care.
okay. But even from my own knowledge, I thought this was good. In some cases, diabetes can lead to periphery artery disease. It causes your blood vessels to narrow and reduces blood flow to your legs and feet. It may also cause nerve damage known as neuropathy. This could prevent you from feeling pain. Interestingly, maybe that causes him to view it less severely than we do.
Yeah.
He's becoming a superhero.
If you can't, if you can't feel pain, you may not realize you have a wound or an ulcer on your feet. You may continue putting pressure on the affected area, which can cause it to grow and become infected. Reduced blood flow can slow wound healing. It can also make your body less effective at fighting infection. As a result, the wound may not heal. Tissue damage or death, gangrene, may occur, and the existing infection may spread to your bone.
Did you say gangrene?
That's what tissue death is. Just learned that. If the infection cannot be stopped or the damage is irreparable, amputation may be necessary. It's most common with amputations, diabetes in the toes, feet, and lower legs. So what's causing it not to heal is, I read elsewhere, it shrinks your blood vessels, makes your blood flow poor, and then without the proper blood flow, wounds don't heal, and you don't even realize you might be making them worse because it's not painful.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He's
And if you're
becoming-
like drunk all the time, like it's not top of mind, you know?
he's becoming cirrhosis, man. He feels no pain.
Feels no pain. Knows no sobriety. All right. I'm going to give you to anyone out there, or I guess just to Blake. Here's the high IQ maneuver for you, my friend. Number one, you got to get the drinking under control. Obviously, that's a prerequisite to any of this. Number two, once you've recovered a good bit, be sure to document and still stream all your recovery times, like all the meetings, whatever the fuck happens. You can parlay this quickly into a motivational speaking gig. And there's tons of footage of you showing out there where you can go up there and go, hey, kids, I know we all like to have fun, but how would you feel if I told you that I was drinking a few beers on the weekends your age too? And you know, for some people, it doesn't stop at that. You know, I'm going to show you a couple of Twitch clips, and you're going to see what happens after an extended period of time. They're like, do a cool jump on your Oscar Pistorius leg, and he's like, that's at the end. That's at the end. do cool jumps. He's like, that's at the end of the fucking thing.
They
This is
call
like-
me the Blade Walker.
Yeah. Only use me blade leg. Yeah. But yeah, that's the move. Go into motivational speaking, like totally flip around your life. And the whole time, even if you're just thinking, as soon as I make enough money from motivational speaking, doing the retard ass
Didn't know
Tony
where this is
Robbins thing,
going.
I'm going right back to boozing. Just don't let on. Don't let on. You know what my grandparents said when they stopped smoking? They said if they make it to 80, they're smoking 2 packs a day. Do that approach. Have a set kind of end on it.
Did
but
they
don't let
say that?
They literally did. They're like, yep, we stopped one day and because we wanted to see if you ever have kids, we wanted to see you grow up, and me and Grandpa both agree. If we hit 80, if we're lucky enough and blessed enough by the Lord to hit 80, we're going to start smoking 2 packs a day again because there's not a day that goes by that I don't want a cigarette. And it's like, it's like, Grandma, it's been like 15 years and you still want a cigarette that bad? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was
So anyway.
what was her brand of choice? I imagine it was like one of those old timey brands that might not even exist anymore.
Lucky Strikes.
Pall
One
Malls.
of the, I think
Winston's.
it was some kind of camel. I don't remember what kind. Yeah. And then
Lucky
I think,
Strikes.
Yeah, and I think my grandpa was a Pall Mall man.
Yeah.
Like I think Pall Mall Reds or something like that. Red is like the harshest of the flavors,
It's
right?
usually the signifier of like full flavor.
Full
As the
bodied,
industry
robust.
Yeah.
They put
Yeah.
extra
Man.
bleach in.
Yeah. Extra. What, nicotine,
if I
salt,
smoke
something like
cigarettes,
that
I
works.
think I'd want the minty menthols. That's it.
Yeah, man.
I think it's
Yeah.
the way I'd go.
The ones I was smoking on that Joker episode, those taste like peppermint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
But
heard
you do not smell like
Peppermint and
to the people
tobacco. Don't
around
get me
you.
wrong here.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, you would hate it. But yeah, that's the move, Blade. Motivational speaking, you could have a real good future there if you really buckle down and fly straight for a while.
I don't think a future career should really be what he's looking for as much as keeping all of his limbs. Like that should be motivation enough, right?
I don't know if that guy who came to tell me not to smoke when I was in 8th grade didn't have to hold that thing there and tell me like this.
Oh.
If he didn't have to do that, I would have been like, bitch, I'm smoking 10 cigs out of spite after this because you're bullshitting. But the fact that he
Well-
had that thing, it really kind of hammered the point home.
Well, if I'm hearing you loud and clear here, Taylor, what you're saying is drink more, Blade, because we have to get those legs off if you're ever going to be a motivational speaker. You can't do it with legs.
Maybe I didn't think this through. Thanks for buckling it up at the end there. Maybe you're right. Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah.
even seem like he has to drink more. I mean, maybe just like nature
it
might
sounds
just
like
make it
I'm hearing
explores.
2022 is his year to clean up.
Yep. No, let's expedite
In
that.
2022, he's going to lose 35 pounds in one day.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. That sucks. Like he's really got to be cripplingly addicted for this shit
Literally.
to happen.
Literally.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. Not even a figurative thing.
Mm-mm.
I wonder how he views it, right? Like, yeah, I don't
From
know.
above at a weird angle.
From the angle that we're seeing, he must not see it as that serious. Like it maybe doesn't hurt that much, and I feel like you get used to your own weird things too, right? Like I don't know. I see someone's crooked dick in porn, and I think, man, that's a funny dick. But to him, sometimes dicks are crooked, right?
But what if he had a sore on his dick and it was rotting away?
To him, it's not quite as it's not as gross as it is to me. I like it. Not so much a cut, but like if you have an infected cut on your arm with pus, I'm like, ew. But to you,
Yeah.
that's your arm. Like you.
Well, I mean, people who drink all day, every day, are usually trying to escape reality, and so it might be one of the things where he knows in his heart of hearts how severe this is, but he's in such a rut of, wake up, hate my life, hate where I'm at, boozing, getting the Jaeger right off the, for my breakfast, and then continuing and doing that. So, like, I don't know. I don't know though.
I don't
I wish you just switched to vodka.
Unironically healthier, yeah,
Yeah.
and higher alcohol.
I still think the George Foreman chicken and spinach should be better.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
Okay.
We'll get the chicken and spinach after we can just get down to vodka.
Yeah, we're gonna get to vodka, and then we're gonna work down to wines. Then we're gonna work to beer, and then
Fake
to-
beer.
then to fake beer, then to Heineken 0.0. Have you seen commercials for that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Heineken's they released like an alcohol-free beer,
Oh.
and it's like who wants that? Really?
Teenagers.
But they don't even want it. They only want the
No.
booze part. You can't even pretend to be cool. It says no alcohol right on the front. You have to like carefully hold the bottle so your friends think you're cool. Like that. I just don't see who the market is for that. Like even if you're someone who doesn't drink because you get like Asian flush or whatever, do you want that? Or would you rather have a 0-calorie like seltzer water or something? Like you're just
Asian flush
I've
makes
never
people
tried
not drink. I always thought it made them look cool. Like,
no.
Is it a bad experience to be?
Yeah. A friend of mine who's married to a Chinese woman,
Mhm.
like if she had like a shot of beer.